And then start to learn Thai because I found that there's you can take up Thai as elective in Hong Kong U. And then that teacher was so funny. That Thai teacher, she's already back in Thailand. But then, like, she always asked me weird questions. She'd say, "Oh, kun soy," it's like pretty girl, or what is on your mind? Or, "Oh, you dress this way," or, "Oh, how come you don't wear makeup today?" Something like that. Like, she always like see me as who I am that day.
Nice.
And then at some point, like, she always asked me, "Oh, อยากเป็นผู้ชายหรือผู้หญิงอะ? Like, do you want to be a boy or a girl?" And then,
Oh, wow.
and then like, I really don't know how to answer that. Like,
It's a very philosophical question.
Yeah, it's so hard. And then like
Welcome to Proudly Asian, a podcast series that tells bold and proud stories of Asians by Asians. My name is Isabel, your podcast host, and I'm here to find stories that challenge biases we face every day. There's never just one way to look at Asians. This podcast will take you through a deep dive into the life stories, struggles, and triumphs of young Asians around the world. On today's episode, we have Briar Armani Eagen, the first transgender high school teacher in Hong Kong. Born and raised in Hong Kong to a Cantonese father and half-Thai mother, Briar was assigned as male at birth and grew up in an intersex body. She joins us to talk about how she navigates her intersex and multicultural identities and her mission as an educator. Welcome back to Proudly Asian, and
hello.
Happy Pride Month to all of you. And no matter how you identify, this is the time to celebrate being proudly yourself. And if you are a friend, a co-worker, or an ally to the LGBTQ plus community, this is also a time where you can join in on the celebration by encouraging or just being supportive for everyone around you to be their best selves. And for those of you who would like to check out all of our Pride Month special episodes so far, you can go on our website proudly-asian.com or follow us on IG at proudly.asian to check out all of our previous features of this mighty and proud LGBTQ plus community and their stories. But now, without further ado, let us bring in our guest for this episode, and it is Briar. Welcome to Proudly Asian, Briar. How are you?
I'm feeling fantastic. I just had a yoga class this morning with my friend.
And you're one of the instructors for the workshop,
yes.
right?
So I'm actually not a yoga teacher for sure. But then I was partnering with this yoga teacher. She thinks that like there's a lot of similarity between belly dancing and yoga. And then I did a lot of like flow, movement, dance kind of thing with other people in other groups. And then she's saying, why don't we do a workshop together? And then to explore the possibility of yoga and movements. So that's how we come up with that workshop.
Right, because like you mentioned for belly dancing, there's a lot of like engaging the core and like a lot of different types of workout would also require engaging the core as well.
Yes.
I've been doing Pilates and engaging my core is actually the most difficult part that I find.
Yes. In belly dancing, we always like ask people to bring attention back to the lower part of the belly. And we have to make sure our spine is the tail of the spine is pointing to the ground, which is really similar to yoga. So what we did today was like we have breathing from yoga, we have some warm up and starting position from yoga, and then I lead a lot of like flow and like energizing the sacral chakra kind of like movements. We do a lot of circles, we do a lot of like feeling the ground, how the feet interact with the ground, and then we kind of do like vertical and also 3D circles. So actually, the smaller the circle you make, the harder it is.
Yeah, I can imagine.
You can try it now. Yeah, it's really hard, right? So yes, that's what I do. I mean, like I'm a movement dance teacher, and I try to help people to bring attention and awareness back to their body.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And I mean, while you're not a yoga instructor, I know you teach a lot of things as well. So we're
Yes.
going to get into that in
Sure.
a bit. But for our listeners to get to know a little bit more about you, let's start with the basics that we have to go through every
Yes.
episode. So tell us about your background, Briar. Who are you? What are you? Where did you grow up? And how do you identify?
Okay. I am a transfeminine intersex person. I identify as transfeminine, and I use she, her pronoun. I don't mind they, them as well. To be frank, in Thailand, we don't really use a gender pronoun for other people. So, like, I don't really care about the pronoun as much as others, I think, maybe. I myself is 25% Thai. My grandmother from my mother's side is Thai. And I grew up fully in Hong Kong. I was born and raised in Hong Kong. I never really spoke Thai when I was young.
So you went to local schools also?
Yes, I passed as a Chinese, totally.
You're
But
part Chinese, aren't you?
yeah, I'm 75% Chinese, so I totally can pass as a regular Chinese. But I think like as I grow older and then my facial features start to deepen a little bit, and then people do find that, oh, you don't really look Chinese, like. And when I was traveling in Thailand, being a voluntary teacher in Mesot, then I was so surprised a lot of people talk to me in Thai. And then I decided to really learn Thai myself, to really get back to my culture and how like to really appreciate my own self with my diverse cultural background. Really helps me with my gender exploration as well, actually, because Thai culture, as everyone knows, is really like open about gender. So let's get back to your question, who I am. I'm Thai Chinese. I am an educator, as I mentioned. I was a volunteer teacher in Thailand. I graduated from Hong Kong U as an educator for English. And then I was a teacher in high school for a few years. And then now I do freelance teaching for English, drama, dancing, and movements, and voice training as well.
Wow.
Yes.
You're so multi-talented.
Thank you. Oh, I'd also teach makeup, actually. Yes,
Oh,
yes.
what do you not teach?
I don't know. I just try to share whatever skills I have, and I think it's really blessed to have the training of the teacher.
Yeah.
And I was really glad that I met a lot of great teachers in my life as well. So I think the ability to break down something and to share with people, and that's really nice. I think it's really really good gift to really hold a community together and to share enjoyable moments.
That is so true, because a lot of people, the misconception about teaching is that, oh, if you know how to do a certain thing, you should know how to teach, but that's not true.
No,
like what you just
definitely,
mentioned is like the
yes.
ability to break it down
Exactly.
and actually like transfer your knowledge, what you know, to a
Exactly.
crowd coming from different backgrounds. It's a skill itself.
Exactly. And because of my diverse background as a queer,
So you know how to
gender
connect
queer,
with-
and culturally intersecting person, and then also like kind of flow around in different social, economic status in different communities. So I think I do manage to connect with the people with different backgrounds a lot.
That's an
And
advantage.
being able to do that really helps you to connect with your students and really understand what they need as a person. So I think that really like helps me to get into like teaching, and I still feel really passionate about teaching.
Yeah. Yeah, wow. That's like your superpower as
Yeah, you
Miss
can say
Briar.
that. Yes, Miss Briar, love the sound of it. Yes.
And I mean, going back to your experience growing up in Hong Kong,
Yes.
I'm just wondering, like, what was it like growing up in a part Thai, part Cantonese household in Hong Kong? Like, were there any childhood memories that you could share with us that really stood out?
I think as a child, when I was young, I don't really have much Thai influence, as I mentioned. And my mom don't really speak Thai. And then I basically grew up in a really Chinese environment. I I grew up in Yuen Long, where I stay in a walk up. And then right under is the wet market. You'll hear like men shouting, "Saman lango, saman lango, man fan," like that kind of stuff.
That's like the late line.
yeah, something like that. And then like I really remember my mom always go to this thrift shop for clothes, and then like me and my siblings would just go around these like roundabout like the hang clothes, and then we'll just hide there and play. And then I do have a lot of like lovely memories, and I want to really wear my mom's female clothes. I do already have that feeling already, but then like my mom thought that I was just playing. I wear her shoes. I was already her feet size when I was like 8. I think, or maybe something like that. And then later on, my feet get really fat, and then I ate a lot when I was a kid. And then my mom said, "Oh, don't play with my heels. It's making them bigger. I can't wear them, like." And then something like that. It's so fun. But then my mom don't really like penalize me as a person, as a boy, so that I can't do like girly stuff. I think she never really did that.
She was just more concerned about you breaking her shoes.
Yes, and breaking her makeup. Yes. She always had red lipstick and always liked to play with her
Don't touch
lipstick.
that one. That one's expensive.
yeah. It's really cool. And then she is always the most fashionable mom. Like you have to have someone to pick you up when you're kindergarten, also maybe first 2 years of primary school, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then like she always dressed up with this like wonderful shades and then colorful clothes and everything. So everyone just say, "Oh, where's your star, mom?" Or something like that.
So she stood out everywhere.
So I think in terms of gender expression, I really have those as a memory to share. And I really enjoy the fact that my mom really showed me how colorful like fashion can be and how big a personality can be. She's just 143 centimeters tall, but her voice is loud, and she always laughs with her big teeth, and yeah, I think I get a lot from her, like in terms of how I express myself.
That's a lovely influence coming from your mom as like a fashion icon for you.
Yeah, I love that. And then I actually go fashion shopping with my mom.
Nice.
And she'll give me good advice.
Nice. Yeah. So you mentioned, like earlier on, you already had the tendency of maybe putting on female clothes when you were a kid. So I'm just wondering, like, at what point in your life did you confirm that you were something different and more than what you were born as?
I think throughout, because I really grew up in a really Cantonese, like confined kind of community, and I also grew up in a Christian high school. So I never really have much contact with the idea of gender can be like fluid kind of concept. So like I was just thinking that, I just like female clothes, and just like some boys like to play Barbie, which I did as well. And I think gradually I didn't really play with my mom's clothes as much because I think I just can't get into them anymore. and then like but then it was so fun that like when I was in high school, my drama teacher asked me, casted me as Cinderella for the first ever drama that I did. And I was so excited. I was thinking, how are we going to make the wig? How are we going to dress up as a girl and stuff like that? And then by then I already have like my chest develops as like a girl. I was so embarrassed. But at the same time, I kind of like felt like, because of that, I don't have to wear something to make my boobs look like boobs. So like, I don't really know how I felt back then, but I was kind of excited that I can dress like a girl on stage. So it was really fun. And I went dress hunting with my teacher. I was quite big, so I can't really have a lot of choice, but still it was fun. And then we use these like black straws to make our wig. And then like I look like a fatter version of Cleopatra back then. So it was really fun. Yes. And I have a glass spout that is made by plastic because I was fat, right? And then you can't do a shoe, but then if you're fat, then you can hold the fat belt. If you're thin, you can't wear it. So that was like the kind of idea of how clothes meant to me as female clothes. And then And gradually, I still kind of know that, like, oh, I'm a boy, so I can't wear female clothes in daily life. But I kind of still kind of wanted to wear something that's not really boyish because I have breasts and I don't really want to show them back then. I kind of want something loose. I really don't like my thighs being hugged by pants because like it really makes me hard to move, really feel uncomfortable, and then and gradually I just like really want to finish high school and get out of that uniform. And then I lost a lot of weight when I was in secondary 3, 4. And then I start to be able to dress in more clothes. And that is when I really find out my body is really different because when I lose weight, my breast is still there. Because a lot of people would think that, oh, you're just having those kind of fat boy breasts, right? And then, but like, it didn't go away when I lost a lot of weight. I lost 20 kilograms in 1 year. So like that surely if it's like fat boy breasts, then they will go away, but it did not. So I was really surprised. And some of my female classmates was thinking like, well, actually jealous of me for having bigger boobs.
Having an asset.
Yeah. Yeah. So and then like after high school, that's when I actually during the last 2 years of high school, I start to have like part-time job as a tutor already. When I was 16, I start tutoring kids, and then I also work as a assistant drama teacher for my drama teacher outside of school. And then like so I started to earn some money. I started to buy my own clothes, and I start to like explore what clothes I want to wear. But like still, you have to kind of have the idea that you're still a boy, you can't really wear female clothes. And I think I self-censor myself a lot during those years because I was bullied in school. So I kind of want to like make myself not more weird, like to be unliked by more people. That was kind of a traumatic experience back then. But then I think after high school, because I'm far away from those people that bullied me. And then when I get into associate degree, then I met a lot of good like friends from choir and musicals, and then they're so open about it, and they even helped me dress up myself as a cute gay boy to get a boyfriend because they were so weird that so worried that I don't have any boyfriends. And then like I was trying to lose more weight, dress cute like and everything, and I didn't really feel comfortable because I already like kind of looked cute back then, but then I still don't feel comfortable wearing boys' clothes. So like I started to know that maybe I'm not just gay, I'm actually different. And then when I get into uni, I decided to cut my hair because I was going to be a teacher, right, at the end. And you never really see trans teacher in Hong Kong. And then I think at least I never see it myself. And then I never like saw anyone that are not gender binary as a teacher. And then so I was trying to like fit in, but then like at the same time I was thinking maybe I can just use this last few years of uni to explore myself a bit more before I have to be a man and be a teacher. And then I was so glad that I went to Thailand, as I mentioned earlier, and then I was teaching there, and I met a lot of people that talked to me in Thai. And then apart from that, they were also like encouraging me to like wear female clothes as well, actually. Like they said, oh, it's fine. Like, and then one of the aunties that has a breakfast place there, she bring me to shop for free. Like she closed her shop in the afternoon, and then I finished teaching as well. So she just bring me around and we buy clothes. I start to buy a lot of flowy clothes. And then the principal of the school that I was teaching at, she was so happy to see me as a non-binary or something like that. And then like she was so happy about me. And then I feel so accepted. So then I start to think about, maybe I should really think about not being a boy. But I still don't have a term for it. And I gradually kind of start looking online and find out what's going on because I really don't like the idea of transgender or like lady boy. I don't think that I kind of relate to that because this term has like ladyboy or shemale has a really strong like negative sexual connotation to it. I really don't want myself to relate to that. And then especially in Cantonese, 养you is really loaded, that word, and you really don't want
Like
to
negative connotation.
Yes, super
to it.
negative. So I don't want to be addressed like that. And so like I was still kind of thinking, is there any other terms? And I found out like there's something called transgender, and it's quite like neutral and stuff like that, and start to know about that. And then start to learn Thai, because I found that there's you can take up Thai as elective in Hong Kong U. And then that teacher was so funny. That Thai teacher, she's already back in Thailand, but then like she always asked me weird questions. She'd say, "Oh, kun soy," like it's like pretty girl, or what is on your mind? Or, oh, you dress this way. Oh, how come you don't wear makeup today? Something like that. Like she always like see me as who I am that day. And then
Nice.
at some point, like she always asked me, "Oh, อยากเป็นผู้ชายหรือผู้หญิงอะ? Like, do you want to be a boy or a girl?"
Oh wow.
And then like I really don't know how to answer that. Like,
It's a very philosophical question.
yeah, it's so hard. And then like it bothers me for so long. And then she had a chat with me before I needed to go to Thailand to exchange and do like my language brush up. And then she kind of just shared with me that like it's really normal in Thailand to be whoever you want in terms of gender, as long as you're a good person. And then I also managed to do like a research in Thai cultures and things like that for my linguistic and education courses. And then I found out that like Thailand people are really happy about the gender, maybe because of Buddhism. Like Guan Im, the goddess of mercy, was actually a man, and then it turned into more like a feminine figure. There are like drawings on the wall, even like sculpture that has either mustache and then a female body, or maybe a really masculine face with a very feminine face with a masculine body. It's really interesting how you look into it. And also the gender thing that I talk about, we don't really have gendered pronoun for third person, but we have gendered pronoun for first person. So that means I am the person, or the person who is speaking the language is the person who is choosing what gender I am or they are. So like it's really interesting to have all these like swoop into my mind and like, wow, I can choose to be who I am. You know, like that few years was really exciting, exhilarating. And then I think the moment where I really confirmed is that when I was in Thailand, I was like doing this 3 weeks, I think 1 month exchange in University of Chiang Mai. And then we have to do uniform, because there's a culture in Thailand that universities didn't wear uniforms. And then I was like encouraged by the female friend that I went with to try on, like, why don't you try on the female set of uniform, because you can do makeup, you have long hair back then, and then why don't you try it? And then the moment I put it on, I feel so myself. Like it's just me, and I feel coherent. I don't feel like this comfort anymore. I don't feel weird anymore. And then I think I had a really lovely month in Thailand. And then when I got back to Hong Kong, I kind of like decided, oh, I'm gonna just do that. I'm not gonna get back. But then you kind of have to tone it down sometimes, like when you get back to Hong Kong and like
Yes.
and then
All
like
the judgy eyes
yeah,
of-
but I was so happy that my Thai teacher, like there's like some kind of one Y crew where you pay respect to the teachers. You kind of walk with your knees on the ground, and then you walked in front of your teacher, and the teacher give you blessing. You pay respect to your teacher, and then your teacher give like some kind of string like this, where it's a blessing, it's cotton, and then it ties on your hand. And I was so lucky that she was the one who do that with me, and she was so glad that I am wearing female costume, uniform when I was studying at University of Chiang Mai.
Wow. So after all that exchange
Yes.
experience in Thailand, you sort of came close to an answer to the question
Yes.
that she asked you earlier.
Yes, yes. And then like everything just fall into place, right? And then I am quite feminine. I want to be a feminine being. And then after that, I kind of negotiated myself, like what kind of things I want to do. Like, do I really want to go the food track, or what kind of things I don't really feel comfortable with? So I kind of find out the term transfeminine, where I don't need to be a woman. I don't have to be. But I do want to be really feminine being where I express myself as a feminine person. Um, and I will dress and talk and do everything and make choices as a female. But I do embrace that I have part like masculinity in me. Like I can fix my stuff at home. I can like walk alone in the dark or even go traveling. I know these things should not be gendered, but like in a society you kind of still see these things as really masculine. But then like I can do all that. Like I was also painting walls, like doing things like that when I was moving houses. So
Nice.
yeah, I was really happy about me having the both worlds.
Yeah, you can
as
just
a
move
person.
between
Yes, right.
places.
And because of my masculine gene or my male genes, I have more muscle mass, and that really helps me as a dancer and a drama performer as well. You really get more power sometimes. Yeah, I mean, I didn't mean that like female may not have more power, but then biological female. But the thing is, I just naturally have faster growth of muscle mass, and I really like that because when I do belly dancing, I can do a lot of like powerful movements.
Right, I see.
Yeah.
And I mean, just for our listeners' understanding, right? Because a lot of them, when it comes to a transgender or like a trans person, they might be more familiar with like the kind of transition that would involve surgeries. And before yourself, you did not have any of the surgeries, and it's the whole transition process for you is natural. So
Yes.
I'm wondering if you have met people who are like you, like who have gone through similar transitions, or like how would you make sense of it from a biological perspective?
I think biologically, let's address that first. My body kind of developed in a way that is more like a girl when during puberty time. So I don't really have much hair on my body. I don't really have an Adam apple. And so my body just developed like that. So I didn't really have to do much to change my body. And I have breasts developed. So I'm happy with my breasts. I'm happy with my body. And with belly dancing, it helped me slim down my waist. It's really good. If you really want to, even if you're a girl, if you want that slim waist, please try belly dancing. So, but yeah, it really helped me that in, and then like, oh, I'm happy with my body now. I don't need any surgeries. I'm fine. And then so that kind of solved my body dysphoria as a trans. And then I think I kind of learned a lot of things social culturally from my teachers, from dancing. A lot of my dance teacher taught me how to take off my body, how to gesture your hand, how to like use different part of your body to walk, and it's just really, really inspiring when I think because my mind, from a young age, I really want to be a girl. And it kind of just absorb this, absorb that from different teachers and different people. And then you just have that inside and you kind of just like learn, oh yeah, that's how to be a girl. And like, I want to do that. And
it just feels natural whenever you do that.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
It's so easy. And then gradually I just like have that. And then now that I'm actually working with a lot of trans people and also female people in dance classes and also like trans like gender affirmative classes, then I kind of look back and see what I did as a person to be more feminine. From different teachers, from different stages, when I was learning drama, when I was learning like how to use my voice and different things. And then I just found out that, oh yes, I had a really wonderful like life. I'm really lucky to meet a lot of people, and I was lucky that my mind was really selecting the right information to help myself be who I am right now.
Amazing. Yeah, I do think that not even just, from like a trans perspective, or even I feel like just that human experience, which is like in search of like who we are, forming that whole identity is always like us searching for different influences that work for us. And eventually we just add our own twist and takes on that.
Exactly.
So that's a beautiful experience, like both transition from like a biological and also like a mindset perspective, right?
Yes.
And I'm also curious, like, if you're open to discuss this, it's like, how's dating life for you?
Oh yes. Dating life is really stable now.
Nice.
Is more stable than I thought. So I had a really loving boyfriend. He is half Nepalese, half Chinese, and he's also a boxing coach.
Wow.
And we actually met because of my friend's ex-boyfriend's best friend. So he was my best friend's ex-boyfriend's best friend.
Okay.
So like that's how we met, and then like it's really interesting how just happened. And then he was kind of trying to make me his student actually in the beginning. I was like, no, I wanted to get to know you, and I insist on having a coffee or meeting up. And then like it just happened naturally. Like we both are quite into spirituality, and then we have a lot of common topics, and we both use our body a lot. As a person, I dance and he do kickboxing, and then we were both really into like diet and like making sure we are not blindly following diet but also listening to our body. And then all these things just help us like bond, really good bonding. And then we are also learning to love each other without conditions and attachments. So it's really interesting how we are like bonding. And then I think he struggles a lot with his family as well. Like his family, he's the only child in the family, and then his family doesn't really like the fact that we are together. But I think throughout the years, he have learned to grow really strong and mentally strong to take that. I think they're still kind of not okay with me. But I think hopefully gradually they will understand how we are really growing together as two people into one, and then like how we are really supporting each other. He's really supportive. I mean,
It's beautiful.
he's always there when I need help, and I'm also there for him. And then he was whenever I have a performance, he will always try to be there to help and take videos and help out and
the
stuff.
IG boyfriend.
Yeah. Well, he can still improve his photo taking skills, but I think he's like pretty good in terms of that. Yeah,
That's amazing.
Yeah,
It's
I
so
really
beautiful
like
to
that.
hear the bond that you share with your boyfriend.
Yes, he wasn't. I think he never really have an official partner that are a girl. He did like meet a few people that are non-binary before I do. But he only had like female girlfriends back then. But then I was like his first relationship, so we do have a bit of a rough time having. Connecting sexually in the beginning, but then like gradually we kind of find our ways to solve that, and then we are pretty okay now. Everything is quite stable.
Amazing. I'm so glad
Yeah.
it's working out for you. I mean, just to zoom out a little bit, like as you were making sense of your own identity, throughout the years, right? Did you see dating as an option for you?
Actually,
like, did you ever wonder?
Yeah, like I don't really had a proper boyfriend before this guy. I saw a few people and met a few people, and then and also thought that I probably won't ever have a person that will commit to me, because it will be too shameful to have a partner that are not a cisgender women. And then like I used to have a few flings with a few even like foreigners in Hong Kong, and then usually I would get attention from foreigners. They seem to be more open-minded in terms of their sexual preference, but then like often they don't really see me as a serious thing. They would just like want to meet and date and have dinner, but nothing serious. But then like I'm surprised that like my boyfriend right now, he was very, very like serious about having a relationship. So, and I was very touched. I
Because he
think
saw you as you.
yeah, that just made me, I think that heals a big part inside me. I was so I thought that I always have to please the other person because I'm not enough. And then I have to always be pretty. I always have to like make sure I'm the most presentable, and so that I can possibly like fight with other women in the world to possibly get a man. Especially when you're not even gay. You can't even fight with other gay people because you're no longer in that market. And then
That's true.
like what kind of market can you stay, right? Like
There
you're
isn't
not
really
straight.
a
Yeah.
solid market.
Yeah, all the straight guy won't think about you, and then the gay guys won't think about you, and then like, so you're left with this like really small group of men, like that might think about people that are not a man or women. And then like a lot of the time they kind of see relationship as a play thing. And then it's so hard to get someone that would want to connect with you like deeply as a person and also find you like attractive and value you as who you are. Right. So like attractive in different ways, not only physically. But I do have a big struggle with my physical beauty. Like there are some days that still right now I still think that, oh, I look so weird without makeup and stuff like that. That's like really still happening. And then because I think it's still part of the dysphoria thing that you have inside. But like day by day I have a lot of good supportive people around me. They're always telling me how beautiful I am. And so I'm getting better. And my boyfriend always tells me that I'm pretty and cute and
that's his job.
Yeah. And yeah, he always buy me flowers. He knows that I love colorful flowers. So yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I love that. And thank you for asking that. And it really makes me feel warm when I share about it.
Oh.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you would like to share any advice, but then like for maybe some like transfeminine or like transgender sisters out there who are still navigating the dating world, do you have any quick advice for them?
I do have one advice, but I think it's not only for dating. It's generally for how you are connecting with other people. Recently, I study about spirituality and energy, and then I realized that from the lessons that I took and from my teacher, like I kind of like see myself quite similar from the outside and the inside. I think that's really important when you align your outside and your inside so that you are more open yourself. Then you will be more ready to actually be receptive and also open up yourself for people to know about you instead of just seeing you as a human that only have flash. So I don't know how to really word that like precisely.
They have to really know who they are.
Yeah,
and no matter what people say or do, they will still remain like that.
I know it's always easier said than done to do these kind of things, to be yourself, to really express yourself as who you are. But I think I was so glad that I have a really supportive system, that I am so glad that my mom was kind of open about me being me, and also my friends and my even like my students, they're also very happy about who I am. I think, I don't know, like sometimes I think people that accepts you appears because you accept yourself as well. Well, sometimes people would say that, oh, because no one accept me, so I don't accept myself as well. But I think sometimes it's also like a self-censoring or self-doubting or like even self-loathing like kind of situation because you don't like yourself. And then the world will not give you things that like also likes you because you're attracting negative dislike energy, you know.
Because you're not showing the world how to love you.
Yes. So like I think try to find out small things. It can be just like the way you put your hair up or to dress your hair. Maybe like if you really want that hairdo, try your best to try that hairdo. If you want to say something, at least do it when you're with your close friends. Like try to be as much as you can when you're in a safe space. Or find safe space. I'm actually creating a safe space for genderqueer, by the way. Just a little promotion. Like I'm actually doing a gender friendly belly dance class at BGCA Boys and Girls. I forgot the full name. B Boys G Girls Scout Association or something like that. So the Project
okay.
Touch. So like we're doing it really, really like reasonable because the price because they're sponsoring us the venue. So the class can be super, super like reasonable. So please, if you have friends who are genderqueer, anyone from the LGBTQ spectrum, please invite them to let them have the safe space to let them find themselves, to really like express themselves and practice, rehearse making choices for yourself. And then gradually you'll be more connected and aligned internally and externally. And then when you're more comfortable with that, then you'll be able to connect with people without any problems.
Yes.
So I think that's how I managed to talk to a lot of people and
Wow.
gradually find people to connect with deeply.
We also have to practice being ourselves. So
Yes.
for those who are in Hong Kong, and if you're interested in joining the workshop and the classes that Briar just mentioned, feel free to go on her IG page, right?
Yes,
And
yes.
we'll link that in the episode description.
Yeah,
so
we're
you
actually starting
can-
this month, June, right? Yes, we're starting.
Pride.
Yes, Pride. Yeah,
Yay.
it's lovely. We can start in this wonderful time.
I know.
Yes,
The
yes.
best time
Exactly.
to do that.
Exactly.
And now, I mean, I just want to like quickly transition to talk about your career as a teacher. Like, since we talked about the classes that you are about to teach this month, like right now you're a freelance educator teaching a whole range of different classes. And also you are, in fact, the first transgender, or to be accurate, transfeminine high school teacher in Hong Kong. So I'm just wondering, like, how did it all start for you? When did you have an idea of becoming a teacher?
Wow, it dates back. It dates back in when I was a primary 3 kid.
Wow.
So I was
So
always,
it was your childhood dream.
Yeah. So I was always good in English because my mom really worried if I can't speak English and I can't elevate the letter. And then to a point that she has to make sure I go into Chinese school to be able to speak Cantonese when I was in high school. So anyway, this teacher, I was like, you know, when you were good when you were a kid and then you kind of think, oh, I don't have to listen to a teacher because I'm good. I'm only getting A. I'm the first in class and stuff like that. And then this teacher really made me understand the world is way bigger than it is. Like she travels a lot. Her name is Chan Bikelo. See, I don't know whether you might be listening, but I still wanted to connect back to her and say thank you to her. She is the one who inspired me to have this like seed of being a teacher. So like she taught me to be like really humble and to really see the world, and having good marks in English, having good English standard is not only to show off, like to have good marks in exams, but to actually connect with people around you, to connect with people of different cultures, like connect the whole world together. So that's why I wanted to like learn my English, and I got so inspired by her that I think I should do something similar. And I have this idea of being a teacher, and gradually I met a lot of good teachers that are helping me with my voice, with my drama, with my dancing. And then I just felt like with all these like privileges of meeting great teachers, I should really like pass that forward. And then I decided to be a teacher.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, like having a good teacher can really
Yes.
definitely go a long way.
Exactly.
And I mean, obviously, I mean, this is for another episode. I've also like met some teachers who would really crush my confidence to the point that, you know, like
Yeah,
I
there
didn't really
are some
believe
teachers that are
in
like that.
myself.
Yes.
Like we've heard a lot of stories about like maybe teachers telling you like, oh, this is not for you. And then they literally
Yes.
skip that career option. And
Exactly.
years later, they would go back to that and realizing how good they are at it. So this is a different episode, but
Exactly.
but I also know that as like a teacher, I mean, you mentioned you volunteered in Thailand and you also worked full-time as a teacher in Thailand for a little bit.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I worked for 2 summers
Right.
in an international school in Thailand, and I was trying to. The first time I was actually I was an assistant teacher for the drama department in the high school section. And then I was just trying to get some experience as a drama teacher. And because in Hong Kong, you can't really get much of a proper like reference or something like that, especially when you're Asian. Like back then, during my time as a university student, like most drama teachers in Hong Kong are still like foreigner, and they have a drama degrees or a degree overseas, and then I can't really get like recognition to be teaching drama.
Would it be like a separate path? They go by like, is it net teacher, like native
Yeah, a lot of the net
English?
teachers, in Hong Kong, yes, they are the one who do the drama teaching in Hong Kong. But like there are also drama centers or places that have drama classes, but they won't really see me as a good drama teacher because I'm not having a foreigner face. And I don't really have a proper drama training, despite the fact that I've been doing drama, I think for already like 7 years back then, 7 or 8 years back then. And so it was so great that I have this opportunity to be an assistant teacher in that international school, Sarasat Exta School in Bangkok. And then they were very acceptive. The only thing that I was a bit confused was that like they love me as who I am. Like the teachers love me, the students love me. But the board said that I have to wear dress shirt as a man. So I was a bit skeptical because Thailand and I have to do that. But anyway, I just don't want to cause so much problem. And then I just wear that and it went fine. And then the funny thing is they actually the teachers gave me lipstick and earrings as a thank you gift. So I don't know what is going on, but
it's like super confusing dress code.
Yeah. So and then the next year they were so happy about me being there. So they actually asked me to be employed as a drama curriculum developer for the primary section. And then I was interacting with all the the foreign teacher in the primary section to know about the situation. And then based on my understanding of drama and my education background, I wrote this drama curriculum or resource pack for them, and also trained the teachers to teach drama there. And I think the funny thing is we also talk about it. I got given a different prize compared to other teachers. So
it's a hierarchy of salaries.
It's a hierarchy. So like if you're white, you got a certain prize. And then you're Thai, you got a certain prize. And then you're South Asian, you got a certain prize. And then they give me a Hong Kong teacher prize.
What does that mean? Where does it sit?
Well, it's right below the foreigners.
Okay.
And above the South Asians. Okay, so it's like, interesting. And I, of course, did not accept that because, hey, at least I'm trained as a teacher and I do have the ability to do things. And I'm actually training the foreign teachers as well.
Yeah.
So why would I have a lower salary than they do? And then and I negotiated and they give me accommodation for free. So it kind of like compensated.
It's kind of like...
Yeah, I say yes. So I say yes for that. And then,
Wow.
I was there for 2 months that time. At both times, I was there for 2 months. And then it was really cool. It was really fantastic. I was so happy that I can actually use what I love and what I'm passionate about to share with a school and share with the teachers there. And then it was very daunting in the beginning to teach teachers how to teach because I was still an undergraduate, right? And I'm Asian, and some of the middle-aged man was kind of thinking like, why do I have to listen to you, a trans Asian person that is still a university student? It was like, I was like having a bit of a hard time to handle these people. And then luckily I got also a lot of supportive foreign teacher as well. So, and then they were kind of doing peer pressure to help me get them do the things. So it's quite interesting. I think it's also the same thing when you believe in something, things just work.
Yeah.
In a certain way.
Yeah.
So so I was so lucky things worked out quite well, and then I really enjoyed that.
And then you eventually came back to Hong Kong to work full-time as a techer, right? So would you say, working as a teacher in Thailand and Hong Kong are very different?
How do I say? I think you do have this structure of a school that is above you, that you have to fulfill certain requirements as a teacher. And then you do have to kind of do certain thing, and sometimes you got restricted. But I think in Thailand, there are a lot more freedom in terms of what you can do with the student. It might be just a particular school that I worked at. I don't know,
Right.
but I also worked with the rural school before that, right, in Mesot. So I do have a lot of autonomy to do the things that I want to do with a student. Whereas in Hong Kong, like, you do have the DSC curriculum. You do have a lot of things that is like overarching the whole thing. So I think in Hong Kong, you don't really have as much freedom as compared to being a teacher in Thailand.
I understand, because the competition among students is
Yes.
keen as well. And
Yeah, in Thailand, they don't really focus that crazily on the exam results.
it's like a whole
So,
national level, but Hong Kong
yeah.
is like a small city.
Yeah,
So many
yeah.
people want to go to their good schools.
Yeah, yeah.
You also mentioned like in Thailand, you sort of got a little bit more biased treatment. Is it still?
In Thailand. Oh yes. It was also a funny experience because like they would just assume you as gatoi. Gatoi means lady boy or transgender, but then gatoi is like a general word. It kind of equivalent to yang yu in Cantonese, or like a lady
So it
boy.
still has
Yes.
that negative
Yes,
meaning.
yes.
Right.
And then and the first time I kind of already know some words. I know what gatoi means. And I was kind of offended when I just went to print something in a shop before I go to the school to teach. They already call me gatoi. But I don't really understand why they do that. And then gradually I kind of understand that they don't really have like Mimi, they are just from a rural area. They don't really have the other term called ผู้หญิงประเภทสอง, like the second type of woman. They don't have that, or so I kind of understand. But then like in Thailand, they do kind of expect like they do have a higher standard of beauty for transgenders because like it's so popular, it's so normal there. Then like the standard of being a trans is kind of high in Thailand. Yes.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. And before we move on to the next segment, I know that like before you became a freelance educator, you taught at a school that really focused on creativity, you know,
Yes,
expression of self, which when you were telling about me, I was like, wow, I didn't expect, you know, such a school would exist in Hong Kong.
Yeah, it's a really
Right?
cool school actually. Yes. I was so glad to have my time teaching at that school. So I was so surprised that when I really get into the school, I was actually allowed to use the female toilet without problems. During the first teachers meeting with all the teachers, I was given a 5-minute time to share my experience, my identity, and everything. And then, of course, I need to ask if you're okay with me using the female toilet. If not, I can use their disabled toilet. And then the vice principal was actually the person who said, "Oh, I don't see any problem of Brian." I was Brian back then, and then using the female toilet. So I was really happy, and then it just happened like that. And then, in fact, the students are also allowed to wear uniforms that fits their gender. We do have male and female uniform, but they're very casual as well. But like boys can wear, anyone can wear any uniform. Like you may see like a boy wearing dress that day, and then a skirt that day, and then the next day you have like themselves like or that boy or that student
You can just mix and match.
Yeah, wearing like pants with different things. And the fun things is that like the uniform, you can add stuff to the top. The top is just like a colored t-shirt, and you can add stuff to it, and then to make it your own, and then to make any statement you want and stuff like that. So it's really cool that like the school allows students to express however they want with their hair color, with their like their body, with their makeup and everything. So
That's really cool for a school in Hong Kong.
Yeah, and I actually had a queer straight alliance in that school for that school.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and it was really fun to do that. And I also have a Thai club. In the first year, I did a Loi Krathong Thai Waterland Festival there as well. And then I was so glad that I can allow a student that is identified as a male or a non-binary to wear a set of female Thai costume. That was really,
Nice.
really like something that I feel, oh my God, I can allow a student to do that. It's so cool.
It's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. We talked about that before. Sometimes it's not even about like how you identify sexually or from a gender perspective, but it's really about that creative expression.
Exactly.
Like allowing that flexibility, the options is just amazing. And now it's time for us to move on to the next segment, which is
Okay.
called
Rapid Fires.
Okay.
And in this segment, I'll be asking my guests biased questions that they've got asked at some points in life. And in Briar's case, biased questions about her intersex and multicultural identities. So, Briar, are you ready?
I am ready.
Nice. Okay,
Yes.
let's go. First question. This is coming from a white, mature man on the plane to Thailand.
Yes.
Let me try to channel that. So, why can you speak English like us?
At that moment, I was kind of, is it a compliment or like what is that kind of situation? Like, basically, I was talking in Thai with the air hostess, and then suddenly I was speaking English on the phone with my friend, which is going to pick me up in English, and I just speak in English, and then like they were very surprised that I can speak like that because they thought I'm like Thai, and then especially when I'm kind of trans, and they would think, oh, you're just a Thai in Thailand that are trans, like, and then like so it's really complicated, right? It's really messed up, and then like I just told them that I started learning English when I was before 3, and then that's how I have English.
Yeah.
Yes, I literally just said that, but then that just made me. That experience made me lingering. Like, why can people just assume English only belong to them somehow? Like,
know.
English is already like a world language, right? And then why would you expect that Asians can't speak English like them, right? Is it an accent thing or what? Like, and I'm a drama teacher and I teach voice. I can jack any accent I want.
Yeah.
I mean, not any, but the accents that I learned about. So like, and I grew up learning English when I was really young, so I can pretty much speak like a native speaker. And so I just felt like maybe when we think about how language and race are connected, we just have to make sure we know that sometimes language is not related to your race anymore.
No.
And I see a lot of
definitely
like
not.
mature white men are speaking Cantonese and Mandarin too. So why don't you ask them, oh, why can you speak Chinese like us? Like, but they will actually they will felt like there's a compliment. Oh, I'm like, yes, I'm a white guy in China or in
Yeah.
Hong Kong, I can speak Cantonese. But whereas like for us, like it's like, oh, you're not supposed to be good, but why can you be good? You know, like that kind of feeling is a bit weird. You know,
Exactly. It's
Like-
kind of like a white man in Asia speaking, you know, I say ni hao, and then
Yeah,
everyone's like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah, kind of thing. I was like, so annoying.
Or like maybe
Well, I'm
maybe
not
the,
saying that I discriminate white people, but it's just annoying. You know?
make it
Yeah.
fair. Make it
Yeah,
fair.
yeah.
And the next question. Ooh, there's a tranny in the toilet. Finish quickly so you won't be taken advantage of.
Yes. So that was a very traumatic evening, actually. I was really in need of going to the toilet, but I did not put makeup on, and I was still quite boyish in the style that I was dressing up, but I have long hair. So I thought it was quite late already at night, so maybe I can just quickly go to the male bathroom. I don't want to like get into any legal stuff. So I went to the male bathroom, and especially the disabled toilet was was being under repair. So I have no choice. I have to go to the male bathroom, and I was already kind of like, ugh, what if something happened? What if something happened?
It's like, what if someone's there?
Yeah, and then and that happened actually. They were like kind of peeing in their toilet bowl, and the standing ones, and I was like, shh, what's gonna happen? And I rush into the cubicle, and then that happened. And I was like, I was so scared that something will happen. I don't know why. I just have this kind of like fear inside. Although I'm inside a cubicle, I know that I'm safe. Nothing can happen to me. I still kind of wait until nothing happened, no sound, and I went out. But like, I don't understand why I have that.
Because you had no idea what's waiting behind the door.
Exactly. Like, I was so worried. But then like when I think about it, like, why would they even think that I would take advantage of them? Like,
so they said that when you were still inside the cubicle.
Yes, like basically in Cantonese they say, oh, 快啲去完冇俾佢睇蝕咁樣. Like, why would they think that I would want to look at their willy or look at them at all? Like, if I want to do that, I can go online and go to porn site to do it. Or I can just find like male penises on YouTube, not YouTube, on Google, and you will have like very academic photos of what male penises are. Like, why would I want to just see yours in particular? It's like, it's very messed up, right? Like, why straight men that are transphobic or homophobic think that, oh, any guys that are not straight will take advantage of them and wanted to look at them, right? You know, like, it's really weird. Like that they have the idea that, oh yeah, we're more attractive and you want a piece of me. Like,
it's like,
no.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
not all
disgusting.
trans are interested in any man.
Exactly. I'm not desperate to have that. Yes.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, that's kind of the experience.
Oh dear, I'm sorry that happened to you, but hopefully from now on, no more of that.
Yeah, hopefully, yes. Well, yes.
And next question, are you a boy or a girl?
Yeah, I got asked a lot. And I think I normally will have a pretty comfortable experience with answering this question. I would just tell them I'm not born a boy, I'm not born a girl, I'm born in the middle, and I'm choosing to be more like a feminine person. But sometimes I do like that I'm kind of a boy as well. So I normally answer like that, especially when I work with young children. And then there was one time when I was assisting to teach drama in a drama center in Hong Kong, and I got the leader of that class asked the student to ask us any question and we will answer with honesty. And then one of the students, as usual, he asked that question. And then I answer as usual, but then the parent of that child complained to the manager of the company. And then the manager of the company just called me and scold at me and say that, why do you talk about sex in class? And I was like, I did not talk about sex in class. And it was already a few weeks after that, so I couldn't immediately call. But then I slowly recall, I answered something about my gender, but it's definitely not sex. And then that child's parents said, I sent my child to learn drama, not sex. I was like, what is going on here? And the fact that the manager just called me and scold at me and think that I'm the person who need to held responsible, I was so uncomfortable. Like, I'm your employee. And I was actually encouraged to be me when I was employed. And now you did that? And I was really uncomfortable. And then I was just like that. And then basically I just explained the situation, and then the manager think that I was talking back at him and asked me to not put so much makeup when I go to classes. Yeah. But I was encouraged, darling. I was encouraged to be myself. And they even talk about we embrace diversity in drama. Like, what is that? Is it because your parent or your client complained and you kind of make that?
That's so against
Thing,
the
yeah.
principle of drama, even because you
Exactly.
can dress up as a character.
Exactly. It's great to let students to see more like possibility in life so
Yeah.
that they can imagine and they can have this empathy to understand everyone so that they can portray different character in a more realistic or more close to heart kind of manner.
Yeah.
But like I was surprised.
Wow.
Yeah, so
It's like we want you to teach drama, but not that kind of drama.
yeah, so what kind? If you want that, please educate your leader, your leading drama teacher, not to let students ask random questions, right? I think that's what you want. If you don't want anything that is not like about like people's gender or other stuff, then you should ask the teacher that is in need to not let student ask question, right?
Or just a
So-
robot, basically.
Yeah, if that's what you want, right? I don't know.
And next question is, Briar, where's your hometown in Thailand?
Oh yeah, that's the question. I was like, why? Like, I know I'm part Thai, but do I necessarily have my hometown and know where my hometown is in Thailand? Like, I always felt like, am I supposed to know exactly? Like, cause like my mom is born and raised in Hong Kong as well. And I never really been to my hometown. I actually know that I have relatives back there, but I never know. I never met them. And I can possibly reach out to them by like contacting that person, and that person, and go back.
So you
But,
look
like-
at the family tree.
Yeah,
and
like,
everything.
but do I have to? Like,
No.
I have enough friends in Thailand to meet when I'm there. And then like when I'm there, I will not just suddenly find a relative that I don't even know and ask them, oh, can I stay at your place? Like, it's ridiculous. Like, why would I do that? I just know that it's somehow north of Bangkok. But like, I don't know what exactly it is.
Or
Like,
your answer for it should be, it's called Hong Kong.
yeah, I can say that. Yes. Basically, I'm born and raised there. I'm never raised there. I never got like cultured there apart from my time in Thailand. Like when I was teaching in international school and also doing my like change program in Chiang Mai for 2 times. So like apart from that, I never really like I don't think I can say that I grew up in Thailand or cultured in Thailand. So yeah, sometimes like well, yeah, I don't really know how to answer that.
I know. I understand that. They always look at you and be like, you can't be from Hong Kong. It's like, where's your mom from? Where's your
Yeah.
grandparents from? And great grandparents. They just want to like
Exactly.
get to a point where they're, that makes
yeah,
sense.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And the
Exactly.
final question for the Rapid Bias segment is, oh, how can you speak Cantonese so well?
Yeah, well, this is like the opposite of how can you speak English like us, right? So like I'm basically born and raised in Hong Kong. I went to a kindergarten that speak Cantonese and then so I can basically pick up a lot of like social stuff. I even listen to Canton pop from my mom's
You're
era.
a native, basically.
Yes, I'm a native. I do have times where I forget words, but like, and my written Chinese is not that good. But then I can pretty much recognize and write a lot of words in Cantonese and in Chinese, and it's really interesting how people, especially when I put makeup on, I kind of dress in a very different way, and they will expect that I'm not from here. And then like, and there are times where they kind of like, especially when I was like shopping in Temple Street and those kind of market, they will actually saw that I was walking with my foreign friends, and they will expect me to be a foreigner as well and give me like a ridiculous prize. And then like, and then I was speaking Cantonese, and then they kind of know they kind of messed up.
They're
and
like,
stuff like that. It was like, oh, 我嗰間啊，嗰間幾多錢嘅啫喎? Like, why do you charge me so high here, huh? And then like, it's like just weird. And then sometimes I actually like prefer to speak in English at some situations. It's just like a very interesting thing where there are still bias where if you go to central area or like in Hong Kong side, like if you speak English, you kind of get treated better. I don't know whether you have that similar situation as an Asian, but like sometimes you do have that. Or people will kind of treat you with more care. Like they kind of, I don't want to mess up, especially when you do like, sometimes you do hotline, like calling.
Oh, that's the trick.
Yeah.
My friends told me if you pick English, like the competition is not as bad.
Yes.
If you go for Cantonese, because like everyone, the majority of the people in the city are speaking in
Exactly.
Cantonese, so it will be so cramped in that
Exactly.
track.
Yeah, and a lot of the time, the people that speak in English, they will kind of take things more carefully.
Right.
Maybe just because they have more time, and they don't have a lot of lines waiting. I don't know. It's just that. But then like, there are always like a moment where people, oh, 你識講廣東話㗎? Why do we speak in English? Something like that. Yeah, yeah. And then like,
Are
there
they
moments
usually like
that.
pleasantly surprised or like a bit annoyed?
Depends. Especially when I go to dance parties as a belly dancer, and then I have like makeup on and everything, kind of like just looks so foreign, and then they were so surprised. Oh, 你識講廣東話㗎? And then like, it's like, yeah, yeah. 仲搞到我咁辛苦講英文添，咁樣 like it's making it so hard to speak in English.
I love it.
Like,
I love
yeah,
it.
so I have a lot of moments like that, but I think like I don't think I feel that negatively when people ask, oh, why can you speak Cantonese so well? Like, I mean, it's just that I just born and raised here.
Do you think you have different personalities in different languages?
I do think so. I think I do have. I have when I speak, even for Thai, I do have a different personality as well. I think in English, I'm really like loud and like sassy.
Are you?
I don't know. How do you think? Like,
I can't compare because I have
Yeah,
not spoken
yeah.
Cantonese with you. I've
True.
not seen that side of you yet.
yeah. But I think in Cantonese, I am a little bit less crazy or less
Oh.
like
You're more
that.
proper
yeah,
in
I'm
Cantonese.
slightly more proper.
Right.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, because I needed to talk in Cantonese with my relatives when I was young. Right?
Oh, that's
Maybe that
true.
kind of like how it's shaped. And then like, but for English, it's almost like, I learn it, and I kind of learn in a fun environment. And I speak it when I do drama and
Right.
I dance. So like, it's more like my language, like when I feel comfortable, right?
Mhm.
And then, but when I was young in Cantonese, more like, I speak in Cantonese, I have to be a bit
like
popular.
box yourself in
And
a
also
little.
like when I was in high school, I have to always speak in Cantonese to my teachers
Oh.
because I cannot just suddenly say in English and expect all the teachers will listen to me or like things like that. And then there are times where I kind of mix English into my speech, and then the teachers will say that, oh, can you just like use Cantonese, please?
Oh.
Like that. So like there's
see.
a moment where I kind of like to be a bit more careful of what words I use. And now I try to like not code make sometimes, but then when I am with people that knows both English and Cantonese, I would kind of feel like, oh, I'm feeling safe. I can
Yeah.
code mix. I can mix my language. I love that when
You
I
have to
can do that.
choose then.
Yeah, and maybe because like sometimes when you learn that word in English and when you learn that word in Cantonese, and it feels more natural to mix them together when you speak, right? But then like I think that's the problem, or the features of mixed cultured kids. Like they always have that issue or like that feeling. And but yeah, it's fun to sometimes pretend that I don't speak Cantonese and then surprise people. Sometimes I like that.
That's lovely. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, that's it for this rapid bias segment.
Exactly.
And now for us to close out the episode, Brian, I just have one last question for you. To you, what does it mean to be proudly Asian?
Wow. There's a point where I wish I'm not Asian when I was young. Especially when I learned English when I was so young, and then you see people going to international school and having drama in the school, and then seeing those white kids having privileges, and then especially when you do drama, and then you kind of not be favored and employed as their proper counterpart. And I wish to really do that. And I wish to wake up and, oh yeah, I'm not Asian anymore. But like gradually when I learn about my culture, when I grow up as a person, I kind of love the fact that I am Asian. Like, I think there's a lot of flavors in our Asian culture. And not only in terms of food, but like in terms of like personality, culture, the way we interact with each other. And now I'm really bonded with this group of refugee ladies that are mostly Filipino. And the fact that I can bond with them and dance with them and eat food together and talk about different things together, it's just so like warm to the heart. The same feeling that you feel like that is it. That's it. Like that is what humanity is. That is what like human relations are. Like, and I think like in Asia, we values that a lot. We values like food. We values people talking together. We're spending time to get to each other in a group, like, and share your issues, your happy times and stuff. I think Asian does have that in them. And I'm proud that I'm Asian and I have that part in me.
Amazing. Yeah, sometimes it's as simple as just connecting as humans.
Yes.
So thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us and share your story, Briar.
You're welcome, Miss Bell.
That's it for this episode of Proudly Asian. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at proudly.asian for more content. We are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Leave us a 5-star review on wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for tuning in and signing off for now. I'm Isabel Wong.